This program was brought to you by Organo Gold. Organo Gold is a health and wellness company that provides healthy coffees, teas, and chocolate. All one has to do is consume the available coffee, teas, chocolate, and other products to get all the available benefits. One can also share these products with others to help them improve their health as well.
And now, Fairfax Breakfast Club with your host, Besile Lemba.
Welcome to the Fairfax Breakfast Club show. My name is Besile Lemba and I will be your host. The Fairfax Breakfast Club is a weekly program in which we bring to you valuable and workable know-how you can use to improve your networking skills and grow your business. Today we have a rather special business. I would like to introduce it to you with a quote. The first step in the evolution of ethics is a sense of solidarity with other human beings. That is from Albert Schweitzer. Today's guest is someone whose business consists of giving a hand to others in a critical situation or when people are fragile. The business is Friends on Call, and the owner is Debbie Brashears. Hello, Debbie.
Hi, Besile. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Very good. Tell the audience, our fine audience, what do you do exactly?
Friends on Call is a concierge transportation and personal assistant service. Mm-hmm. It's to help those who are going through a medical journey or need a little extra helping hand during any kind of time of need that they might have. Mm-hmm. So if someone's having back surgery or is going for any kind of surgery or rehab or chemo, we'll come in and come get them, take them to their appointment, go and talk to their doctors if necessary, take notes if necessary, communicate with family if when necessary, just to kind of give them that little extra, know that somebody's there for them when family and friends might be unavailable to them.
Mm-hmm. Is your company?
I'm sorry?
It is your company?
It is my company, yes.
What got you to create the company, start the company?
Over the years, I've had my own medical issues, mm-hmm. and I had several back spinal fusions. And that would leave me unavailable to take care of myself and do everyday needs for about 2 months.
Wow.
And so I would have to rely on my friends and my friends, my neighbors, acquaintances to do the little things like pick up prescriptions for me, take me to aftercare appointments, take care of my cats, do grocery shopping for me, maybe do a load of laundry for me. Just the little things that you normally would think that you would take care of yourself, you'd be unable to do. Mm-hmm. Like the first month or two, I can't drive. So you're completely reliant on those to provide their generosity of their time. And most of them want to give their time, sometimes they just aren't able to. Mm-hmm. So this is where I thought, I know I needed the help, so I thought that others would need the help as well. And this is where I wanted to come in and fill that gap for mm-hmm. those folks.
Mm-hmm. How do you go about finding your customers? How do you know who needs help?
I do it a number of ways. I do direct interactions with medical offices, mm-hmm. Physical therapy offices, rehab facilities, and I also do a lot of networking, and which has been lovely. I've met a lot of nice people doing that, and word of mouth. I also have a website and a Facebook page, so that's the way I've been marketing it so far and trying to finding clients.
Okay. Do you have partners? Do you have people who work with you, or are you by yourself?
I'm doing most of it by myself. I have partnered with a few elderly care facilities, mm-hmm. and so I'm helping. They'll call me occasionally when they're overbooked, and I can step in and help them out. Mm-hmm. So so I'm doing that, yes.
Okay. And since how long do you have the company?
I just started about a little over a year ago.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's going well.
It is going well. It's been a scary and exciting experience. It's been great, actually.
Okay. And where are your customers coming from?
My customer they're everywhere. You've got elderly clients, you've got people of my age group, younger. It's just a wide variety.
I guess he who is in need of help cannot move, cannot take care of themselves.
Right.
For whatever reason.
You'll have folks who maybe have multiple sclerosis and need a little extra hand. You'll have somebody who's maybe had surgery. I recently worked with a client who has anorexia and was just recently in the hospital, and because of her weakened condition was unable to do some things for herself, like driving and getting back and forth to important doctor's appointments. I help those. My very first client was a friend's sister who was mentally ill, and she was unable to drive anymore, so she needed a little extra help arranging doctor's appointments and getting her to Target and Walmart, and just if she was a veteran, so I would have to take her down to the VA or Fort Myer for things that she would need. So it's just a variety of people. Anybody who just has a need and just needs that little extra oomph and just needs that little extra help.
Okay, I see that. Definitely. So you do a lot of networking.
I do.
And that's how you came to find our breakfast event?
It is.
Will tell the audience your experience about it?
It's been a lovely experience. I think my first experience was coming to the Business Expo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Last May was my first time. One of your clients, Wendy Hatton, had given me a ticket to come to the expo, and I met so many great people there. I met you there. I then was started to be invited to the monthly breakfasts that you have. And then I was starting to reach more people. And, I needed services too that I didn't, I needed help with accounting and financial and marketing and helping with the website. And through going through those things, I was able to find those resources for myself as well. And I've expanded my friend network and business network, and it's just been a pleasure.
Very good, very good. Now let me ask you this: where do you see your business going in the future? What do you have in mind?
The future plans I have is I want to make a mirror image of Friends on Call as a nonprofit. I want to be able to provide the same exact service for those who cannot afford my service. I'm currently working with Shelter House, and they have a few clients that need transportation services. And not that at this point I could give it to them for free, but I offer it at a very deep discount. And my hope is to work with places like Shelter House or other veterans or different nonprofits that would vet the clients for me, and then I would know that they were be able to not afford the services but need the services, getting to job interviews or doctor's appointments or getting help with childcare and anything like that. So that's my next step, is once I get Friends on Call moving forward, I'm in the process of now trying to make a mirror image of this as a nonprofit.
Okay. Very good. And you'll be overseeing the nonprofit?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. So we have the expo coming up on May 22nd. So we'll be having you as one of our exhibitors.
Yes.
So you're looking forward to it? I
am looking forward to it. It will be my first official vendor event. So I'm very excited. I'm going to bring all my goodies with me and bring lots of candies and stuff so people will come to my table and go, come on over, you want to learn about me. So, yeah, I'm very excited. I've never been a vendor before, so this will be fun. Okay.
Well, you'll be doing a seminar on April the 23rd, right after the breakfast event for the exhibitors.
Yes, I did. Saw that email, yes.
Yes. So that'll give you an opportunity to get some information, so you prepare.
Yay.
As to how to capitalize on it. Now, let me ask you this. When you came to the breakfast event, what did you like most about the breakfast event?
I like opportunity of everybody got to say who they were, what their company was about, and what kind of referral they were looking for. I also enjoyed the spotlights when you have someone who is spotlighted at the breakfast, that they are given the chance to talk more about, they're able to educate the rest of us, either about their business or something that would just be helpful in general to a business person.
Got it.
And not necessarily something that would make them profitable for them, but it's just information and education.
Okay. We would love to have you there one of these days.
You'll have to invite me. You haven't invited me yet.
Very good. So what do you do for fun, Debbie?
I love festivals. So I love to go to wine festivals, beer festivals, craft festivals. My friends and I we just like going out and going to the movies, going to the museums around here. In the Washington, D.C. area, if you're bored, it's your own darn fault. There is so much to do around here. It's incredible. So, the museums, movies, dining, going to different types of festivals and stuff. So that's what my downtime, I do for my downtime.
Very good. Excellent. Now, you mentioned that having a business was exciting and scary. What can I say? What is that? What advice or what insight could you give to somebody who wants to start their own business?
I would have them go and take an entrepreneur class 101 class. And one of the things that I did prior to starting this is, because I had no business background, I went to Fairfax County and found out that there was the Fairfax County Economic Development Agency, and they had a 101 class. And that was really the springboard for me, is I took that 101 class, which gave me some basic information, and then was able to provide me with resources that I could go to and say, I don't know about this, and I don't even know what questions to ask because I don't know what I don't know.
Gotcha.
And so having the different resources, like finding out about networking. I knew nothing about networking. I found out about networking there. I found out about the Community Business Partnership office in Springfield. I found out about you. I found out about the different chambers. And I found out about SCORE, which is the Small Business Administration's mentoring program that they have top executives who mentor small businesses. And again, another great resource. I was like, okay, this is what I'm thinking of how I want to do it. And then they would give you advice on how to do it and who to talk to. And it's been invaluable. You really need to, I would start out with a 101 class, and then from there, you can do that as a jumping board and get more information and just keep asking questions. And the more you ask, the more you'll realize that you don't know, but you'll also know that there'll be the resources out there to provide you with that information.
Okay. Now, you send a piece of Friends on Call, a promo piece.
I'm sorry?
You send us a promo piece of Friends on Call. What does it say? What does that piece say?
Oh, it's when you're in need, we fill the gap. And that's truly what I want to do, is I want to fill that gap when you have any kind of issue. It's not that your friends or your family don't want to help you.
Sure.
They just have the inability that for whatever reason they're away on a business trip, or I had friends who had children, and so when I was going through some of my medical issues, their families came first, and they wanted to help me, they just didn't have the ability to. And I want people to know that there is a resource out there now for them that's going to be able to fill that gap. So I want the people who are in the medical situations to know about me, but I also want the people who are their friends to know about the company, because they're the ones who are going to go, you know what, I can't help you today, but here's this company called Friends on Call, and they're going to be able to take you to your medical appointment, or they're going to be able to pick up a prescription for you, or they're going to be able to come and take care of your pet for you. Excuse me. So that's what I want folks to know, is that they now have a resource that's a personal resource and not just a taxi driver and somebody who's just going to pick you up and drop you off. It's going to be a personal service that I'm going to provide to you and be that friend for you.
Okay. That's interesting. Now, how geographically have you gone so far?
I have actually taken a client all the way to UVA Medical Center in Charlottesville.
Oh, really?
Is the furthest I've gone so far. But right now it's mainly the Northern Virginia area, the Fairfax County, Arlington, Alexandria area for now.
The other question I want to ask you is, do you know of anybody else who does what you do around here?
Not exactly. There are other companies that do what they have. They are non-emergency medical transportation, where there are private ambulances and wheelchair accessible. There's taxi services, but there's not. And then they pick you up and drop you off, and that's the only thing they do. You need to come to them. You have to have the ability to walk out your door and get to them. And the ambulances and the wheelchair accessible, they have medical staff. I'm not providing any kind of medical assistance for you. I'm just there as your friend, as a helper. Just as a helper, right. And so they have medical staff that's going to take care of you. Then you have taxi service, which they're not going to provide any medical service, and they're just going to pick you up and drop you off.
And what is the difference with you then?
But my difference is I provide that personal touch. I will come to your door. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to provide you with information ahead of time as to who I am, what I can do for you. And I'm going to be there through the entire process. I'm going to stay with you.
Basically, you're going to take somebody, let's say, to the hospital and wait for them to finish.
Exactly. If they're going to be, if they're doing an outpatient surgery, so I had a neighbor of mine who had a 1-hour outpatient foot surgery. So I picked her up. I took her to the surgical suite, and when she went back, I then texted her brother to let him know that she went back and she was getting ready for the surgery. Then when the doctor came out to let me know that surgery had gone well, I then texted the brother again and said, she's out of surgery. The doctor said she did great. She's going to be in recovery for a while. When we get home, I'll text you and let you know that she's home. So when the doctor told me that she was ready, she was in recovery, I went back into the recovery with her. I then, once she was to get ready to be released, I then spoke to the doctor and got her aftercare instructions. And when I took her home, I got her settled into her favorite chair. And I made sure that she had something to drink, something to eat, her phone nearby. The doctor had provided her with a prescription, so once I had gotten her settled, I then left her there and went and got the prescription filled and brought it back to her. And then I also let the brother know that she had made it home safe and sound, and that she was probably going to be heading to bed to recuperate for a little bit, and that he could call her later. And I also do follow-ups. I make sure that with my neighbor, I called her a few hours later just to make sure that she was still doing okay and if she needed anything. And I do that same thing for my clients as well.
Basically, a personalized service.
Very personalized, yes. I find out what the client needs, and then I try to meet those needs as closely as possible.
Well, it seems to me that they're going to have to franchise down the line.
That has crossed my mind. But I don't know.
There is a definite need. Well, franchising is not necessarily per se I'm going to go and franchise. Sometimes it's driven by the demand that you get in your plate.
Well, it's a very niche market. It's definitely something that's not taken care of now. You've got the spectrums of, you've got friends who can take care of you and are going to provide you that personal service. You've got drivers and taxi services, but it's not going to be personal. You have the medical end where you've got medical staff who's going to take care of you. But for that person who's in between, like for me, my back surgeries are usually outpatient surgery. So when I need to come home, I don't need medical supervision. I need somebody there to make sure that the anesthesia doesn't have an adverse effect on me. And most of the time I'm just going to be sleeping, but you know, it's nice to know that there's actually going to be somebody there just in case. And that's another thing that I will do is if you're sometimes they require that you have observation after you come out of anesthesia while you're at home. So for example, if you didn't have someone who was going to be coming right away, I would be able to stay with you, or I would have one of my staff would be able to come and stay with you, either for a couple of hours or 24 hours, or you know, whatever you needed. It would be just observation, making sure that there's a 24-hour window that it takes the anesthesia 24 hours to wear off your body, and they want to make sure that you're observed during that time. Now, if it's, you know, you're going under for colonoscopy or a lighter type of thing, you may not need as long an observation. But again, and that's another service that we provide as well.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That's kind of like another different department.
Another difference, right? Because again, you might have healthcare workers. I have a neighbor who's also a client, and she's a paraplegic. And she has caretakers who take care of her overnight. But there's sometimes during the day that she might need me to run and go to the grocery store for her to pick something up, or you know, she wanted something to be picked up for lunch. And if I'm around, I do that for her. And again, it's really catered to what the client needs and what they want. It's very personalized, right?
There's no, I mean, they vary from person to person, not exactly the exact same thing. It's not pick you or drop you or whatever. It's more than that.
Yeah, exactly. It's whatever is going to best serve the client, and whatever I can do to make it as easy and painless and as friendly and safe and comfortable as possible.
Okay, good. Well, it seems to me that you're feeling a major need.
I hope so.
You
I
bridge
think so.
all the friends, cab, and then the medical. You bridge it all in once, but you don't provide medical services.
Right.
I'm surprised that somebody that have not done that before. That such a business did not exist before, or not prevalent in the society.
One of the things is before I started this, I started looking up on the websites and on the internet and seeing if there was a services out there, and most of them were. If there was a service kind of close to this, it was geared towards the seniors. There wasn't, and then but there wasn't anything servicing somebody from 18 to the 60s who might need that little extra help. With the senior care, that's
understood and given and expected to a degree.
Right, exactly. So there's a huge industry that specifically caters to seniors. And that's a great market. But there's a whole other market of people who, if you don't have if you don't need medical observation going to and from, say, rehab to a hospital or back to your home, there isn't any other service out there except a taxi service or except your friends. There's just nothing else out there like this. And because I had my own situations where I needed this kind of service and this help.
Do you fully understand that? There's a subjective reality on that.
And that's the other thing is, because I've been through my own medical issues and my own medical journey, I'm very empathetic with what my clients and are going through.
Gotcha.
And I'm able to, if they're going through a surgery and they're not sure how to prep for that surgery, I've had enough of them that I know I'm going to be down for 2 months or so. So I do a lot of cooking beforehand. I do a lot of shopping. I make sure that I have stuff in the freezer, snacks in my pantry. I've got, enough stuff to drink. And that way that's a little less burden that I have to put onto another, onto a friend. And sometimes people don't realize that. And then also, when you're taking pain medications or medications in general, there's side effects, and sometimes I can help you understand what you might need to prepare for with some of the side effects of the medications, just from my own personal, observations and what's happened to me. Not that I'm giving any kind of medical advice or anything, but just from my own personal experience, what you might want to have on hand to help with some of those side effects of some of the medications you're taking. So because I've had the personal experience, I'm able to bring that experience and knowledge and empathy to my clients. And when I tell them, they're like, well, what got you started? And I give them a little bit of my story. It makes them feel a little more relaxed that I have a true understanding of maybe not specifically what they're going through, but the general experience that they're going through. And sometimes it's hard to accept help.
Gotcha.
A lot of people are very independent, and asking for help and needing help is a really hard thing to ask for. It's taken me a long time to realize that, you can't do everything. And when somebody reaches out, you need to make sure that you are empathetic to what they're going through.
Okay.
And making sure that you are not overstepping your bounds, but you're listening to them, you're reading them, making sure that you're going to make them feel as comfortable and safe as possible.
Okay, thank you very much. We really appreciate having you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Brazil.
Standing over here. So check our website, blnbc.com, so you can see our next coming event. So looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.
This program was brought to you by Organo Gold. Organo Gold is a health and wellness company that provides healthy coffees, teas, and chocolate. All one has to do is consume the available coffee, teas, chocolate, and other products to get all the available benefits. One can also share these products with others to help them improve their health as well.